Hello, welcome to the Leftovers podcast. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Joe.
And this is where we do a weekly upload of anything that's been catching up in the past week, and we'll just give our own opinions, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Just some key topics.
Anything goes.
We're going to start off with a serious topic. Obviously, Chadwick Boseman,
the King,
unfortunately passed away yesterday, Saturday, the 29th of August.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant actor, has to be said.
Yeah, made a few good films. He was mainly known for, well, he said it was an honour to be a superhero in Black Panther, but he did have films like 21 Bridges, and which I also saw was a very good film. I mean, yes, they weren't as big as Black Panther, and that's a given, but very good actor. No one realised like the fact that when he played Black Panther, he was nearly 40. I mean, he's looked good for his age, didn't he?
Yeah, I didn't think he was 40.
No, but he's a very good actor, and he did 4 films as Black Panther, and unfortunately he passed away with, stage 3 colonel?
I'm going to look at this.
Colonel or something?
Yeah, it's again with C.
Yeah, didn't it go to stage 4 or something?
Yeah, I think so, unfortunately. But
he got diagnosed in 2016, so it might have been after the Civil War came out, and
it's
very upsetting.
horrible.
But so he did Civil War, Black Panther in 2018, then he did Infinity War and Endgame.
Stage 3 colon cancer.
Colon.
Colon. Maybe it's colon cancer.
That's like a meme out of ourselves, a joke.
And it progressed to stage 4, unfortunately. So but 4 years, we wouldn't have known anything.
I mean, he's a
hero
hero on and off the screen.
Exactly. He is a brilliant actor, but what it seemed like he was an even better person as well.
Exactly.
And the way he changed the film industry as well.
Yeah, and he gave a lot of like the black community a lot of promotion and help and support, and a lot for them, and just the Black Panther film in general just boosted and just made like a statement with gave a lot of just made basically just stood up for the black community in a way, and basically just thought all the crap they've been given in the past and unwanted stuff and the inequalities they've had, especially over in America. Yeah, it just basically had a voice for them in a way. And playing T'Challa, Black Panther basically just put his voice out there and said, right, I'm doing this on screen, I'm doing it. And I think it was the biggest solo individual superhero film ever made in terms of box office.
What, Black Panther?
Yeah, I think it got over $1 billion on the box office, so it did ridiculously well.
Yeah, it did very well.
It was a very good film as well. I really liked it.
We went to see it, didn't we, in the cinema, and it was really good. But yeah, thoughts do go out to friends and family of Chadwick Boseman if you are watching. Most likely not, but you never know.
It doesn't change the fact.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on from
more downside of
more. Let's move out of 2020. Sorry, just in general.
I want to move out of it right now. It's such a write-off year.
Yeah, it was.
But we can never forget it. I mean, they've had so many bad things. Like they'll probably give this name. Like they'll probably call it the COVID year, but it's been so many other things.
Yeah, you can literally call it anything, and it would make sense. But let's move on from Marvel to DC, because recently, probably like 2 weeks ago now, when this is uploaded, but 2 weeks ago, DC Fandom released some juicy gossip, not gossip, news.
Oh no,
cringe. But they released some big news about upcoming projects. They've got the Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn. They've got the Batman with Robert Pattinson.
Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson.
They've got the Black Adam. They've got the everything.
Yeah.
they're like the in front of everything. But
and then they've got obviously Wonder Woman at the end of this year. I think they released a new trailer for it.
Wonder Woman? Was it Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman 1984.
1984, yeah.
And come on, Joe. But yes, so they got that's this year. But yeah, they released a trailer for Batman, but
that's coming out October next year.
Yeah, but people that don't know, it's not in the DC universe. It's a separate universe, like Christian Bale's Batman. Yeah. But I think they will tie it in eventually.
If it does well,
then the multiverse.
If it does well, then the likelihood of them tying it in.
I think they use like what Marvel will use with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I think that would be similar in the Flash movie. it'll just bring everything together.
Yeah.
Different universes and timelines and etc. And but yeah, what do you think of the trailer, Joe?
The Batman trailer looked very good. I was skeptical before I saw it about the film, not because I didn't think Robert Pattinson would do a bad job or anything. It wasn't that. It was just more of like how they would go about it, and the fact that it is out of that universe as well. But from first glance, it looked really good, and the fact that they've only recorded 25% of the film, and they showed off that much, it does seem like it's gonna be a very good film.
Yeah, I like what people were saying is, with that hands down, a lot of people's opinion is Bale's the best Batman yet, but this one's a lot more comical. It's in terms of like it's based more off the comics. It's a lot more dark. That people think it's gonna be like the darkest Batman yet. So, and it's like stage 2 Batman. So he's already established himself as Batman.
Yeah.
But he's still very young, and it's more like the Batmobile is now like a muscle car with just a fat engine on the back. Still like the sound of it, according to the trailer, and also new Jim Gordon.
Yes.
Yeah, I do like him as Jim Gordon.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. People are saying he could have been Fox, but I think he'll make a good Jim Gordon. But we'll have to see. And also, I like the suit as well. I think for me personally, I like his nose at bottom to be covered, but that's not really an issue. That's just opinion. But I don't really mind, to be fair.
Out of everything that you could have
it's just little tweaks.
It's the nose.
I mean, I like Bale's Batman. His Batman Begins suit, he had his like neck attached to his. Well, it wasn't attached to his cape, but in this new Batman, it's more of just like his cape's got a big gap between his helmet.
It's much more loose.
Yeah, and the cape. But I love the tweaks. I like the new bat symbol as well. And obviously when he absolutely destroyed that geezer, I like.
Oh god, yeah, that.
Sent him to the shops. Mate.
If you had any doubts about Robert Pattinson being Batman, they were wiped out just like that guy.
I mean, he's from this point, he's like looks like he's got the combat on lockdown. I like the voice as well, because a lot of people are saying that one of the big criticisms of Christian Bale's Batman is the voice. Like his voice changed a lot in Batman.
Yeah,
it's very, very good Batman. I didn't mind the voice, but a lot of people had problems with his voice and going like really down, and then changed the tone a bit. Like he was stressing a lot, but. With Ben Affleck's Batman, he had a voice changer, so it kind of got away with it. People did like it, didn't like it. But this Batman, Christian Pattinson, although he said "I'm vengeance," it was like literally what it sounds like in the comics, and it sounded exactly what people want, like a lot of what people expected or wanted to hear from a Batman character. And then obviously like the suit, so the suit's good. The voice is good, the combat's good, and I like the new car. But as you said, I think it'll be a bit like Christian Bale's Batman, is in that upgrade things over time, but in his own way, obviously. And I believe the new villain the main villain will be Riddler.
I think Penguin's meant to be in it, but it's not. He's not meant to be called Penguin. He's meant to be Oswald. Is it Oswald Cobblepot?
Yeah, Oswald Cobblepot.
Yeah. But he's not actually meant to be known as the Penguin yet. But that's meant to be played by Colin Farrell, isn't it?
Yeah, but apparently bulked up for that role, and obviously did the makeup.
I mean, it just doesn't look anything like him. When you see him, it's like, is that even him? So they've done a good job in terms of that. If with the Riddler though, if that is his final costume, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like how he looks. I mean, obviously, if you take off the mask,
that stuff around is.
Yeah, just like the mask just seems a bit weird.
I don't think that's.
I hope that's not the final one. I don't think.
Well, people are saying that may not even be him. People think that is Riddler, obviously, but people are saying I don't think it is him because it doesn't look anything like him.
No, yeah, I get what they mean.
Because have you seen the actor who plays him? I can't remember his name.
I know who it is, but I don't know his name. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's one of those that you recognise him, but you won't know his name.
Yeah, and the voice doesn't. Like usually the Riddler's a bit more upbeat and a bit more like. He's more of a loose cannon. He doesn't really take things too seriously. Yeah. And he likes playing in Batman's head like rent-free and things like that, and playing tricks on the cops. But by the sounds of this, it already looks like, unlike like Bale's Batman in the past, Batman's with Michael Keaton and that, like Jim Gordon, and Batman's already got like a good relationship going, and I like how they've already got to the point where based off the trailer, there's a crime scene. Jim Gordon and his team go there, and Batman knows the police, and they just try and figure out what's happening. And then their next point is, okay, who's doing this? And then the plot basically just becomes more significant, and then they try and figure out who it was.
They're trying to make it more of a murder mystery rather than like an action.
More of a detective Batman.
Exactly.
Which is again more comical.
I think that's what they're really basing off the comics. I think especially.
Yeah.
It's, I can't remember what it's titled. I think it's something to do with Halloween, the last Halloween, or like something like that.
Yeah.
I've really embarrassed myself if that's not incorrect. If that's incorrect, but I think a lot of it is based off. I know what you mean. I think a lot of it is based off that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do.
I believe through when the sequels come out, I think he'll become a lot more individual.
Yeah, because this is meant to be year 2 Batman.
I mean, there was a scene when he was like surrounded by cops and got in a bit of a scrap.
Yeah, so it's meant to be year 2 Batman. So it's meant to be he's already kind of established, but not significantly.
Yeah.
So
I do believe in the film he'll have his own roots, his own ways of doing things.
Yeah.
But like Jim Gordon, he'll always have Jim Gordon's back.
We saw that with the guy getting beaten up. So
I can't see Jim Gordon doing
exactly.
a karate kick and
exactly.
Like,
so I think this isn't. He's not actually. It's not actually. Sorry, Gordon isn't actually meant to be commissioner yet.
No.
So it's kind of like the early stages of it, and then next film it might pick on from that. Or at the end of this film, he'll become Commissioner Gordon, and then Batman will become a bit more how we see him.
They might do what they did in Batman Begins, like leak a new, like they leaked Joker at the end, a little teaser with his playing card. Like they might do something. It may not be Joker, but it may have a lead on to a new.
Personally, I don't want to see Joker yet.
I don't want to see Joker yet because he's like the main baddie. I want to see him later on.
I want to see him in either the third one or not at all, because I think we've seen a lot of Joker as of late. We've seen him in.
I think
Dark Knight. We saw him in Suicide Squad,
which was crap.
Yes.
And now he's playing Morbius.
And then,
like,
his career. Yeah. And then we've also seen him in his own film Joker. So I think we've had a lot of Joker.
Phoenix's Joker was brilliant, but I think that was like a one-off film.
Yeah, I think there was. Yeah, there were obviously there's rumours about Joker 2, but I don't think it's happening. I don't see how it could happen personally.
And it could happen with the multiverse, but I don't think it's that sort of film to bring into it.
No, I think it's you should
can't see it working.
You should it should just be left as its own thing. And I think when it comes to those types of films, DC are okay. When it comes to like standalone films, that's fine.
That's what they thrived on.
When it came to trying to bring them all together, that's when it went wrong. Yeah. Because they did it so quickly, and with Batman v Superman, they did it where they just introduced 4 characters quickly in Aquaman, Flash, Cyborg and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Just introduce them quickly into it. And then Justice League was meant to be this whole thing of like, they're all together now and they're gonna fight Steppenwolf. But the reason why Marvel have done so well is because they've stemmed that over 23 movies.
Yeah, over 10 years.
11 years of films. With DC they did it in 2 films, and
they already in Marvel they established individual characters, individual films, and then by the time Avengers came around, they already had a Thor film, a Captain America film, an Iron Man film. Black Widow was in Iron Man 2, and that was just before Avengers came out. And then they had
Hawkeye made an appearance in the first Thor film.
Yeah, he did
very briefly.
He was with
and Hulk already had his own standalone film, but obviously it was different,
and they recasted him as well.
Obviously it was different. But like you said, they already had it well established characters in the franchise, which is why Marvel and Avengers did so much better than DC and Justice League.
Yeah.
But hopefully the Snyder Cut
It's like 4 hours, isn't it? So
it's 4 hours. In America, it's meant to be an hour slot weekly.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to work here because we're UK, we're Brits. But
we'll do it. They'll figure out a way for each country, or they might do it in terms of regions.
Again, that's coming out next year. The trailer looked good. Showed off Steppenwolf in his new design. Showed off Darkseid,
Black Superman.
Yeah, Black Superman. They showed off. Well, they just showed off a lot more than. They showed off Cyborg.
You see the bit because, like, in the Justice League film, like Ben Affleck, he has his grey hair in the trailer of the new like that wasn't there. I think they dyed it or something.
Yeah.
But it just shows like they just completely did the
Yeah,
whole thing when Snyder went, because it was his daughter, wasn't it, that
unfortunately passed away.
and then the song, if you didn't know this, the song playing in the trailer, Hallelujah,
was
the funeral song to her daughter,
saying that
at a funeral. So and so I believe that's going to be 4 hours long. If that does well, and the Batman film does well, and Black Adam, I mean, Dwayne Johnson, yes, he's not the best actor in the world, but he's the most paid Hollywood actor, and he's established himself A-list celebrity, and he brings all the numbers, all the money.
Yeah,
absolute money.
Sure.
And it just like Black Adam, like whether it's like good or bad, it'll bring numbers, and I'm sure it'll be a decent film. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And then if I believe Wonder Woman will do a decent at the end of the year. Yes, it may not get the numbers it wants to do because of COVID and the lack of seats.
That's just like with most things.
But that's understandable. So if Wonder Woman 19, I don't know how that guy's back in Wonder Woman 1984 from the first film.
We'll wait and see.
We'll have to figure out, but I can't put my
but yeah, we'll wait and see.
Put my head around that. But yeah, so next year looks like DC's year. It looks like Marvel, they've had Endgame, and now they're bringing out some individual films, and now they're trying to introduce some new characters. And DC's like, right, this is our turn.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how DC overcome the issue of Justice League. And it's also interesting to see how Marvel overcome pretty much the ending of Avengers Endgame, and how Iron Man and Captain America are now done and dusted, how they introduce new characters, how they, try and keep going with some of the big stars.
And if they can cross them over and at the right time as well. They don't want to do what DC did and just bring all these new characters in and push them into a film straight away.
I don't think they will. I think
I don't believe they will.
They'll be smart about it. They've got Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor still returning, so they're going to have implementations of already known characters, but then they may also introduce new ones. We've got the Shang-Chi film coming out soon.
It's like 10 Rings, isn't it?
Yeah, Legends of the Ten Rings or something, meant to be something to do with, it was in Iron Man originally.
Yeah.
Something to do, I think it was...
The Mandarin.
Yeah, the Mandarin. That whole kerfuffle in Iron Man 3. But then, they may introduce Fantastic Four down the line, they may introduce mutants, X-Men. They called it mutants, but we all know it's X-Men.
X-Men is X-Men.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I believe in terms of with Chadwick Boseman sadly passing away, in terms of how they're going to go about that.
Yeah.
I personally believe I would accept, and I would sort of want Chadwick Boseman, although they've recasted characters before, like Hulk and War Machine, Don Cheadle and Mark Ruffalo. I do believe, because he's already established as the Black Panther with 4 films that we've already said before, that Chadwick Boseman is the Black Panther. So I believe the only way around it is they either just cut him off. Yes, they have Black Panther 2 in the works. They're probably going to do a 3rd film, and they're probably going to have in the future crossover like Avenger films, things like that. So they were either just going to completely write it off and just go, right, okay, that's it, and they'll come up with something in the films to explain why. Like, for example, when obviously Paul Walker passed away in the Fast and Furious franchise, they made an exclusive him going off with Mia to raise his son and family, and that's why he wasn't part of the team anymore.
Yeah.
They may do something like that with Black Panther, but the problem is it's just he's such a big character, and he was only really at the start of his journey. So and with the vibranium and things like that, and they released it to the world, so it was kind of hard how they're going to go about it. But I can see them recasting him, maybe using bringing Michael B. Jordan back and finding a way around that. But I think it will take time for people to accept him being recasted, or if ever.
Yeah, I think like you said, he really made it his own character, and he was established. Like with like you mentioned with Hulk and War Machine, they were able to be recast because it was only one film.
Yeah.
And with Chadwick Boseman, obviously it's different. The way I would want it to happen is they just say no more Black Panther, and make up a story that makes sense to the film franchises, or they introduce a new Black Panther but they kill off T'Challa
in the right way. Yeah.
Or not necessarily kill him off. Well, I guess they have to kill him off, but just do something on the lines of that.
Or they might use the multiverse in Doctor Strange or something.
Yeah, but I don't want them to do that. To be fair, either I think that's something they shouldn't do, because I think that's just like not obviously it's a difficult situation, but I don't want that's kind of like a get out of jail free card, because then it's just like, if anyone dies, we can go in the multiverse and just snatch them up.
It is an easy way out, but if it's the only thing they think of,
if it's the only thing they can do, then fair enough. But I think they either just stop with Black Panther or introduce a new Black Panther whilst killing off T'Challa, or killing off T'Challa's Black Panther, then introducing a new Black Panther rather. But we'll just have to see how it goes.
I think they'll bring Michael B. Jordan back as Killmonger, but not as Killmonger.
It would be good to see him
as Black Panther.
It would be good to see him back.
I think if they bring him in right, I think what they'll do is they'll, in Black Panther 2, they'll have a scene where it will just, at the start of it, it will literally just be Black Panther but in his costume, so you won't see Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. You'll just have someone with a similar height, like a stuntman, and then they'll voice over his voice, and with like past scenes or deleted scenes with similar.
Well, they probably won't even need
They'll probably have to say they could voice someone.
Yeah, they'll have to do something.
And then something will happen, and then they'll realise they need, I don't know, someone back. And I think the next best thing is Killmonger,
or something, But
someone comes from behind them or something.
It's going to be difficult.
They'll find a way around it. I trust in the process.
Well, yeah, they'll kind of have to, but that's the kind of Marvel know what to do best, and we've seen that a lot of times. So
I just don't want them to disrespect the character. Well,
exactly. We don't want them to do the one thing. We want the best, what's best for everything.
Yeah.
Even if it means writing off the character, then so be it. But
it's not. I mean, it's Black Panther, but it's not like Robert Downey. It's not. Imagine Robert Downey Jr. passing away in 2015.
Exactly,
and it's like that big of a character.
If it's like that, then that's going to be very difficult to do, because he started it all. He's really the face of Marvel, really. And same with kind of like Captain America and Chris Evans. If something like that happened,
something tragic
if something like that happened, that's different.
Like say, I don't want to talk about
we'll
let's say if Tom Holland has something bad happens to him.
That's
like, what are they going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the risk of like acting and things like that, and signing contracts. But obviously, you don't expect anyone to pass away, but things like this can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you've got to think, damn.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on again from Chadwick Boseman on football. Yes, new season is nearly upon us. We had the Community Shield yesterday. I'm a Liverpool fan, so
I'm a Portsmouth fan, so it's less relevant to this conversation. but I'm still happy because
we weren't great.
My team in the Premier League is Arsenal.
Yeah, if you had to support one, of course it would be Arsenal. Yeah.
No, it is. I mean, I'm not a Grey Hunter. Not exactly the biggest club in the world at the moment.
I wouldn't say we are, even to be fair. Bayern Munich are.
No, biggest, not best.
Okay, true, but but still, we weren't great yesterday. I think I knew that if we conceded first, we were going to really struggle, because Arsenal were just going to sit back and defend a lot.
You had like a 30-minute spell in the second half where you should have scored like more.
We were good.
So did Arsenal.
We were good up until the point where we actually did score, and then it was Arsenal again.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, Arsenal grew into the game. Like, that's the thing. What I so like about Arteta, when they had
when they concede, they get better.
But like when under Emery, it's like as soon as they like went down 1 or 2 goals, they dropped their head and that was it. And then they just started the game by losing, but as long as they didn't lose by more, that was just such a crap mentality. And Arteta's brought him in yes, he still had like loads of deadwood in the factory to use, but if he gets his Aubameyang contract signed,
I think it's an element of that. I think it's also the fact that
he's just
because they did
positivity into the club.
Yeah, it's a fresh breath of fresh air.
You can see where the style he wants to play, like always with the ball back, attacking football.
But I think that is an element of it. I think it's also the fact that because they were 1 goal up, they could just sit back and defend. I think we scored in like the 73rd minute or something like that, so not long left to go. But the fact that we scored, they were like, okay, fine, it's 1-1, we can go at them again and not have to defend as much.
Didn't he make like attacking subs as well or something like that?
We brought on Minamino, who scored the goal. I'm very happy for him as well, because he deserved it. But Minamino came on, we changed to a 4-2-3-1. Minamino out on the left, Mane out on the right, Firmino behind Salah, with Keita and Wijnaldum as like box-to-box midfielders, CDMs. Keita was good as well, actually. Keita provided much more creativity going forward, which is why I want us to sign Thiago as well. But
it'd be good if you sign him. He's still top of his game at the moment.
Yeah, he looks really good, and even if we get 2-3 years out of him, that's good. That's still good.
I mean, players' primes are like extending now, so like they usually drop off when they're like 33, 34.
Yeah. But yeah, then we went to penalties, and then Brewster unfortunately missed his. But you know, I'm not really too fussed.
I found it so funny.
I'm not
bring him on to take a pen like the dying minutes of the game and misses. It was such a bad pen as well. Did he get a touch to it, Martinez? Or did he just hit the bar?
It just hit the bar. No, he just hit the bar.
Did you see him? I was like, Klopp's could be pissed me, man.
No. Klopp came out.
Klopp smiled and he was like, shit.
Klopp said that it's his. He should be blamed for Brewster's missed penalty.
Well, no, he shouldn't.
Well, no, because he.
Brewster. No, because he shouldn't be missing a pen, mate. It's 12 yards out, whatever it is.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think Messi misses.
Pen to pen, mate. It's piss easy.
Messi misses penalties, but he's still credited.
Yeah, but like once every 200. Yeah.
I don't know, but like
okay, yeah, everyone misses penalties. I'll miss a penalty, but it's still like you should be missing a penalty. It's a penalty.
No, but like he's a youngster. I'm not going. I'm not going to put it.
You're a striker, mate. You shouldn't be missing a pen.
I'm not going to be like 5 years time. Like if he misses an open opportunity, like
I don't care.
He missed a penalty.
If we're in the World Cup final and he does that, I'm just like, I don't care. He's never gone out of his room again. I'll make sure padlock his room. Never let him out. Starve him to death.
But we lost the Community Shield last year. Went on to win the league. We've lost the Community Shield this year.
I don't care. If you won it, you'd have been celebrating.
I anymore.
Does it count as an official trophy? People saying it does or doesn't.
It's. I think it's down to your own opinion. Like even if we won it, I'd have been like, great, that's it.
You'll be messaging me like Arsenal or what?
No. I would have been because if it went.
I admit when you scored, I thought you were going to win the game. If they came back and did really well.
If it was like a 2-3-0 win, I would have been like, yeah, in your face, Arsenal. A bit, but not over the top.
Yeah.
Like when did you see AFTV?
Yeah,
they celebrated.
They absolutely.
They celebrated like they won the league.
I saw it live. I saw them.
They generally acted like they won the league.
It was a good goal. Barron's goal was like, it just shows he's elite.
And it was a great penalty. It was a great penalty.
And I believe that's on the
David Luiz's penalty was good as well. That was the only one that Alisson actually.
Did you see the FTV when David Luiz went up to it? He was like, oh my god, here we go. He's going to sky this, and then he just puts it bins.
He actually, it was a really good penalty. That was the only penalty that Alisson actually went the right way for.
Yeah, but David Luiz, ever since he had his criticism for that awful game. Who did they play?
Man City.
Man City, yeah.
Just after pre-season.
He's at fault for like a couple of goals, and he's been playing. He's been decent. Not saying he's Arsenal's. He's not definitely not Arsenal's future, but for the next, I think he'll have him for another year.
Then, isn't he? So definitely.
He's 33. I mean, defenders go on to their like late 30s anyway.
Yeah, but he's
more Thiago.
Yeah, but he's done well since then. But I think, other teams as well. Chelsea are strengthening. They had their pre-season friendly against Brighton yesterday as well. That ended 1-1. But Werner scored in you're right.
1-1.
Yeah, but Werner scored in the 4th minute.
Yeah, I know it did, but it was a tap in, and it's still 1-1.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
But did you see the? Did you not see it?
I didn't see it.
It was an amazing ball by Ziyech across the box. Gave it to Hudson-Odoi. He chested it in. It was a lovely assist by Hudson-Odoi. Chested it down, and then Werner just banged it in.
Okay, fair enough.
Good team goal.
Chelsea have done quite good business. They've signed
4-6 players. Werner, Ziyech.
They signed Werner. They signed Ziyech. They've signed Chilwell.
Thiago Silva.
They signed Thiago Silva on a free. They signed Milan Sarr on a free.
Yeah.
Who's going out on loan anyway. They're very close with Havertz. They're interested in another goalkeeper.
Is it the Ajax goalkeeper? Is it Onana or something? I can't remember.
They've been linked with a few. They've been linked with Onana.
I think they want to get Kepa gone, don't they? So
Kepa's not great. You forget he's the most expensive goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah.
Alisson was for 2 weeks, and then it was a panic buy. Realistically, it was a panic buy by Chelsea to sign Kepa. But with Chelsea signing all those players, do you think they're title contenders?
They should be, but I don't think they will be. It's called like chemistry
because,
for me.
I was about to say you can sign a load of players. You can sign Ziyech and Werner and Havertz, and they're great talents. Don't get me wrong, but
if they don't play well together,
you need to make sure they
games.
work well together as well. I think Werner and Havertz will do well because they're German.
They haven't really got the strongest defence in the world. Even like Chilwell, is like going forward, he's brilliant. He can't defend for his life. Centre backs wise,
Rudiger,
Zuma isn't the best in the world.
Thiago Silva's alright, but he's short term.
Yeah,
he's more short term.
It's not the future.
But then Milan Shah, if he does well, he's going out on loan this season. We don't know where.
Is that for a season or until January?
I think it's for the season.
Is it called? Can they do a buyback?
He hasn't been loaned out yet, but they've said that they're going to.
Hopefully, they might do it so they can buy. Get him back in January.
Well, we don't know, but he's more of the future. I think he's very young.
Yeah.
Just left Nice.
So I think it'll be Rudiger and a new
Rudiger
signing.
And Silva.
Yeah, Rudiger and Silva.
Yeah, I think.
Or Zuma and there's Tomori going on loan.
There's been links with him out on loan. Yeah, I think he may be going to the French league actually as well. But we'll just see how.
Banging goal last season though.
Yeah, against Wolves, that was a good goal. But yeah, they need to focus on their defence a bit more because you can have like it's kind of like the old saying like attack wins your games, defence wins your titles.
Yeah.
And I think Liverpool, don't want to brag or anything or be like a biased thing, but Liverpool have shown that because
you didn't have the biggest transfer.
We had an insane. No, but I meant like in terms of like the 17-18 season and like the 18-19 season.
Yeah.
We had an insane attack in Mane, Salah and Firmino, but we had an awful defence in Lovren, in Matip. Not saying Matip's bad now, but it wasn't as strong as it is now. Alberto Moreno as well, actually. God, Jesus.
Moreno, mate. He was quick. He was a pacey guy.
That was it.
But that was it.
Going forward, okay. That was it.
Defensively, well.
Yeah, less said about that the better. But when we brought in Van Dijk, game changer. And then Alisson was just the last piece of
dream signing.
And when you think about it, our back four costs about just over 85 million or something like that. Like Van Dijk was 75 million, Robertson was 8 million, or was 8 to 10 million, and then Gomez was like 3.5 million, I think. And then Trent's academy.
Yeah, academy.
So that's just shy of 90 million in that back line. When you compare it to like Man City, you got Walker who's like 50 million, Laporte who was 50 million. So that's just those two alone.
Yeah, they're getting rid of a few defenders. I think they want Otamendi gone.
They want Otamendi gone. They want Stones gone.
Who's their young player who doesn't want Garcia doesn't want to sign a new contract?
No.
They've just signed Ake.
They signed Ake. They're interested in Koulibaly.
I think they'll get Koulibaly. No,
maybe. Who knows?
I mean, you never know. They could get bloody Messi at this rate. Pull out their 700 million.
That's an interesting story, isn't it? We should talk about that because that's been an interesting topic. Messi leading Barcelona.
If he comes to the Prem, I want to see because like Ronaldo is just like.
If he was to come to the Prem,
people are saying we would struggle, but Man City will still win the league. I think.
Yeah, the likelihood is he'll go to Man City if he does join the Prem. Klopp was asked if Messi would come to Liverpool. As much as I would love to see it, it ain't happening. Yeah. If we can't sign Thiago, we definitely aren't signing Messi.
Yeah.
But he's been linked with a couple of teams, Man City and PSG mainly, because they are the two.
Yeah, I read a few things this morning. Juve apparently, although Juve came out and said they're not interested. Apparently, they're back in the race. But I think it's just if he's going to leave, it'll be City or no.
It would be interesting to see.
I also saw that PSG have a plan to sign Ronaldo and Messi next season or something.
It would be good to see Ronaldo and Messi play together though.
It would, but the whole point of Messi and Ronaldo is the rivalry they have. Although they say they're not rivals, they hate it when each other win the Ballon d'Or. They hate it every time either one of them scores a banger against them, especially in the El Clasico. There was like when Messi schooled everyone in the Bernabeu or back at the Nou Camp, where he just went around everyone and scored it, and Ronaldo, the camera spanned on Ronaldo, and Ronaldo was like,
yeah.
And then there was another one in the rematch where in the second El Clasico at the Nou Camp where Ronaldo scored that absolutely unbelievable outside the box. It was a counter-attack, Ronaldo cut inside, Ronaldo chopped it, banged it top bins, and he just took a shot off the fake tan he's got on, he's got his outside that. And then Messi and then Ronaldo did the same thing, when Messi pulled his shirt out Ronaldo did exactly the same thing. in the same season at the second
yeah.
game. And I think Real Madrid went on to win that like 2-3-1 or something. But that was to put Real Madrid back ahead. And
No,
my God,
it was the season after, wasn't it? It was like towards the beginning of the next season.
I thought it was the following. I think because obviously you have 2 El Clasico.
No, because they did the El Clasico when it was 3-2 and Messi scored that last minute winner, which is why he did it.
Yeah.
Then I think it was like for a cup tournament. Or
It was
something.
in the Nou Camp.
Yeah. It was in the Nou Camp. Yeah, because they played. Barcelona played in their normal home kit, and then Real Madrid played in their blue away kit.
Yeah. Like turquoisey sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know why they wore it because it kind of clashed a bit.
When he did it, and then he pulled his shirt like Marcelo gave his shirt back to him. He pulled his shirt, and then it showed Messi, and Messi was just like, oh, for God's sake.
So, yeah.
Of course he had to do that, but it just shows the rivalry. Like, yes, they can say they're mates, and like also when Van Dijk won the UEFA Player of the Year.
He won the UEFA Player of the Year, yeah.
Messi and Ronaldo are both there.
Player of the Year.
We all know they're both there because they knew that neither of them were going to win it. If Ronaldo's going to win it, Messi probably.
Well,
Messi usually does go anyway, but if Ronaldo doesn't win it, if it's Messi winning it, Ronaldo never goes.
No, did Ronaldo didn't go to the Ballon d'Or?
No. He won the Serie A Player of the Year on the same day.
He went there.
They made sure the award was the same day, so he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, I don't base my best player in the world based off the Ballon d'Or. They're both, for me, top 2 best players in the world ever. And people can have you're more of a Messi fan.
I'm more of a Messi fan.
I'm more of a Ronaldo fan.
I'm not
no problem with it.
It's not that I'm not like, oh, Ronaldo's not as good as Messi. Yeah. It's not that. I think they're both great, but I think if I was to watch one, I'd rather watch Messi.
Yeah. There's at times where I'm just
it's more than it's only because of more of his dribbling. Like I remember I think it was in the Copa del Rey against Atletico Bilbao, that goal. He went past 5-6 players.
Yeah, I know what you're about.
And it was brilliant. And it was like if it was like I
saw it was like
fairly small.
It was like 1.5 centimeters either side. The goalie would saved it or it hit the post and gone out.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And that's after going past 5 players or something.
Exactly. And then similar to recently against Napoli, he scored that goal when he went past 3, and then he sent Koulibaly back to Genk. So,
and then you've got things you've got moments like with Messi, but then you've got ones with Ronaldo when he scored the opening kick against Juve at the age of 33 in his last season to win, and then go on to win the Champions League as well.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about
that.
Let's not talk about that. It was Bale's final. It's fine.
And then he was like, I'm just, by the way, I'm going to leave at the end of the season. Doesn't leave. Zidane sit on the bench. Toss, go and play some golf.
Go play golf. Yeah.
That's fine with me, mate.
Oh, have you seen BT released a trailer or something about subscriptions or something?
Yeah.
And they featured some football players. They featured Bale playing golf.
Yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant. I found that hilarious. But back to Messi. Likelihood, where do you think he'll go?
Well, he didn't turn up to training today.
He didn't turn up to training
today
for
when
the
we're
test.
recording this.
Yeah. We're recording this Sunday, the 30th of August, by the way. But he didn't turn up to the training. He didn't turn up for the tests.
No, it's very clear he wants to leave.
He wants to leave. La Liga said that the £700 million release clause is still active.
And if he leaves, La Liga's just going to drop him money and
Real Madrid want him to stay, but only because of TV rights and everything. If he leaves, La Liga isn't the same.
No, Ronaldo's already left, but
the reason it wasn't too significant when Ronaldo left is because of Messi.
Yeah.
If Messi leaves, it's over for them.
Yeah.
And then no one can. Then it'll be interesting to see Ballon d'Or rise as well. What happens?
Because Ballon d'Or just pissed me off because it's just like La Liga as well. It's just like if it's not if La Liga player doesn't win it, or especially they just love Messi. I'm so annoyed.
Let's move on to that in a minute. Let's still talk about Messi.
So annoying.
Where do you think he'll go if he was to leave?
I think they'll put pressure. Messi will continue to refuse to turn up until he gets to the point where he'll hand in his notice and be like, I'm going to leave on a free. Although La Liga have came out today and we're recording him and said he's not leaving unless you pay £700 million, which no one's going to afford, not even City. Well, you never know these days.
City could offer.
He could do it in instalments over 7 years, 100 million a year, but they won't. But
especially since they've just come out of the FFP ruling as well.
But
I
think they're breaking rules anyway.
I think
Barca pay Messi 100 million a year.
This is but I mean that's just the contract. I think Barcelona get a lot of money in anyway. But with
shirt sales,
exactly. But with Man City and Messi, it makes sense.
Pet Messi.
It makes sense It's just whether or not it would actually.
I think
work.
they'll leave. I think
in terms of Premier League wise,
they'll leave on a fee, but it won't be 700 million.
No, I think
there's
been rumours that they've
it's
offered like a sum of money plus 3 players.
Contractually, Messi can leave on a free based off the contract he's agreed on. It's like the end of every season. If he wants to leave, he has the rights to leave. But they think but when he signed that, no one ever thought he would leave Barca. Now it's got to the point where the team is just a shambles.
Yeah.
That he just can't be bothered anymore.
Well, a lot of players have been said that they can walk out the door. I think it's been Suarez, Titi, PK,
and now they want Coutinho back as well. They want Coutinho and Griezmann to be the new face of Barca. Do me a favour.
I don't know, Coutinho. I think
Coutinho just doesn't like Barca anymore, does he?
No,
he was like when he left Liverpool. It's like it's my dream move to go to Barca. Has a crap season, and the Barca like
he had a good half season when he joined in the second half of the season. But after that, it hasn't been great. But
he's been very. I think Bayern should sign him. He's very good, but they've signed Sane, and they probably won't.
They signed Sane. They're not going to. There was a clause in the contract where they could make it permanent if they wanted to, but they haven't.
They should have, in my opinion.
But I think Coutinho will go back to Barcelona and stay there for this season.
Yeah.
He's been linked with like Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool again, but I don't
think him back on the Prem.
It would be good to see a player like that. I think it was a shame.
Would you take him back on Liverpool? I've got an opinion on those sort of things.
I think it's difficult. I would, but I wouldn't be like. I wouldn't be desired to do that. I wouldn't be like, yeah, we have to get him back. I'd be like, if he's available, yeah, well, why not?
If you can get him for 40-50 million if he's got low on his contract, then yeah, sure. But my opinion is, if a player's left a club, no matter if it's your club, like it's come from the academy,
if they go back, then it's not.
Well, my opinion is, if you've left a club because you want to go to your dream club or this and that, or you generally want to move to a club, and you should never get. I don't think your original club, if you want to go back, say for money reasons, or your club gets relegated. Never once. Like, I'm a Portsmouth fan. This guy called Jamal Lowe, and he's an absolute baller.
Ranting season.
We have this song. It's like go. Like I can't remember it. But actually, no, I can't remember it.
I'm a Portsmouth
fan. Jamal Lowe, always believe in your soul. But yeah, basically, so he left to go to Wigan, and our former manager Paul Cook, he was saying he was Portsmouth born and bred, and he never wants to leave Portsmouth. He got us promoted to League One. And then he never thought, when he said this, he said, I'm never going to leave Portsmouth. Like a week later, he got an offer from Wigan for an extra 20k a week to be their manager, and he left straight away. He was like, right, I'm gone. So everyone was like, right, you tosser, okay, go.
Right.
And then he took a few of our players with them, like Carl Naismith, Gav Roberts and that. But then Jamal Lowe went last summer, and now they're in administration.
Yeah.
And a lot of their players like Reece James and that gave $3,000 and to like help them, get their club out of debt.
Yeah, I saw that.
But Jamal Lowe's left, and then people
people
wanted him back at Portsmouth. I was like, no, you can't have him back at Portsmouth. I don't care. You wanted to go for money and better play. You deserved it. Yes, you're not a League One player. You're a Championship player, but we don't. As much as I love you and got kind of chat on that, I'll never take you back unless we absolutely had to. Yes, even if it got us promoted, but it's just not. I don't think that's like, if you wanted to move to a new club, you don't deserve to come back just because your club got relegated. That's the only reason why. But he's at Swansea now, so
the way that Coutinho left wasn't great. I wouldn't say he faked injuries. There are rumours that he did fake injuries.
It was clear he was going to go.
He was injured. There were states that he was injured. That's what Klopp and that said. But whether or not he was injured is another story in itself. But yeah, he clearly wanted to go. If he didn't go in the summer, we kept him for the half the season. Went in the January transfer window. And I think Klopp was said in an interview like his head was already in Barcelona. There's no point in having a player in your dressing room whose head is already turned and is already thinking
that's the last thing you need.
Is already thinking about something else. Yeah, and I think that's what's been good about Liverpool as well. Is not only you have the players that they signed being good, is the fact that their chemistry and bond has been really good as well. Which is why I don't think we've.
Look at Robertson. What club did he play for when he got relegated?
He played with Hull, and then we signed him for like 8-10 million.
Yeah, and now he's one of the best left backs in the world.
Yeah, Trent, youth academy. one of the best right backs in the world. You know, and
Market value.
Joe Gomez, like 3.5 million, looks really good for him.
Yeah.
Hasn't been too.
In my opinion, he deserves to be one of the England number one starting centre backs.
I think so.
Along with Maguire and maybe.
Well, maybe not Maguire at the moment.
Yeah, but like Roy Keane ain't good enough. But like, I mean, yes, okay. Maguire's had his problems.
Michael Keane.
Yeah, Michael Keane. That's what I said.
That's
what I said, Joe. Imagine Roy Keane. I'll have him in the England squad.
Jesus Christ.
But
with Coutinho, it's different because he was just so good for Liverpool, and I think you would, if you asked Liverpool fans secretly, like, would you take Coutinho back? They probably would say yes. I have seen, you know, when we've been linked with him this season.
Be careful, you're speaking for all the Liverpool fan base here, Joe.
I doubt it. But when
the millions watching around the world.
But when we were linked with Coutinho, I saw like things like, it was a mixture. It was like some didn't want him back, some wanted him back, but like, not that he would have to earn it, but he'll have to kind of like apologise and be like, I'm sorry about the way I exited. I didn't mean anything bad about Liverpool, because I'm sure he doesn't.
He'll say all that, but really he just wants to come back for the money. Let's be real.
No, we wouldn't. I don't.
Let's be real. All players go for the money. That's why they go to China or Africa, or not Africa, maybe not Africa League, but the American League. Imagine that.
MLS. Jesus.
Yeah. The MLS.
The Ballon d'Or. Because we talked about it already before, but Ballon d'Or has been cancelled this year. I think
we all know why, because Messi wasn't going to win it.
We're both in agreement that Lewandowski should have won it.
Hands down.
Yeah.
He literally came out and just said, I should give it to myself.
Yeah. He came out and said,
I want everything that could be won this year, and I was top of goal scorer and everything.
Yeah.
Well, apart from he wasn't top goal scorer in Europe, but he was second.
Yeah, but like...
Immobile, half of his goals were penalties anyway, so yeah. Immobile.
Oh, I was going to say, if we said Neil Morphe, I was like, what?
Hold on, Joe. I may have got the Keane wrong, but not that one.
But yeah, he deserved it, really. When you win the treble, you know, Lewandowski has been insane this season, and when you win the treble, you deserve to be
the best player off Ballon d'Or. Like, don't get me wrong.
No, I'm not saying... Yeah, I know, but I think this year, there's no argument for Lewandowski.
It's like, Ronaldo deserved it in 2018, Modric got it. That was a joke. I mean, yes,
I think it was mainly because...
World Cup.
Yeah, but it's...
Perisic wasn't even their best player.
No, but like, it's down to everything, like, you know, Ronaldo and Messi...
But Ronaldo won...
Ronaldo and Messi...
scored top goal scorer.
Ronaldo and Messi didn't get... What? Ronaldo wasn't top goal scorer?
No, not in the World Cup.
I was going to say...
Harry Kane was, mate.
Yeah, I know it was. But Ronaldo and Messi didn't get past the round of 16.
Huh?
Ronaldo and Messi didn't get past round of 16 in the World Cup.
But like, it's still...
Modric captained Croatia to the World Cup final, which we would never have thought would have happened.
I know. But if you go player for player, Ronaldo had the better season. I mean, Modric won. Yeah, he got the... But did he get the best player in the World Cup? Did he get the
Modric?
goal? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mbappe got second.
He got golden ball, and then Mbappe got golden boy.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called? Mbappe got best young player at the World Cup.
And
Mbappe
got
best
the
young
bronze.
player.
Who got the bronze?
There's no bronze.
Yeah, there wasn't there?
No, it's best player and best young player.
Yeah, but there's a gold, silver, and bronze.
Are you talking about keeper?
No, I'm on about the... Let me look it up. The World Cup awards, it goes for like best player, and then it goes silver, and then there's a bronze.
No, it doesn't. This isn't Olympics.
No, but there was. I remember seeing it.
No.
I swear on my life.
No, I don't know what he's on about.
I swear. Let me look it up.
It was Modric for golden ball. Mbappe for
golden ball. No, that wasn't. That was just a cock up.
Golden ball. Golden boy was Mbappe.
Yeah.
And golden glove was Courtois.
Well, I like
This is interesting.
I swear.
But back to Messi. We've kind of gone back and forth between this football conversation. But back to Messi. I would like to see him in the Premier League. I don't think he should go to PSG because it's just it would be for the money, realistically.
Yeah, bronze ball, silver ball, golden ball.
Who's got them?
I'm looking at the males one.
Oh, okay.
It's not like they just did it for females.
But I think Messi would be great in the Premier League, and it'll be a great addition.
God's sake, come on.
But it's whether or not Man City can actually afford to have him. You're taking a long time, Charlie. This isn't great for the podcast. Look, just leave it, alright? Just leave it.
No.
Charlie's very adamant when it comes to stuff. He wants to make sure he's proven right.
Right, there we go.
Kane got golden ball. Sorry, Kane got golden boot. Courtois got golden glove.
Mate, if Lloris didn't cock up that thing, remember he was going to win it until he cocked up. Was it Lloris?
What, in the final?
Yeah, or something.
No, because they scored already.
No. Lloris was going to win it, and they gave it to Courtois. Because remember, it was Hugo Lloris cocked up for France or something
Against Croatia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Made
that was the second goal.
Yeah, but he said he was going to win it, but they gave it to Courtois because he made that stupid mistake in the final.
Really?
Yeah.
That can't be right.
Yeah, because
That's not how it should be, though.
Yeah, but it was his fault. He cocked it up. If he didn't cock it up,
that's not the point, though. That's not the point.
That's what it was. That's literally. I swear on my down. That was the reason. Anyway, I swear on my life. It had one silver for the female, but I'm pretty sure there was one for the male. I can literally. I swear on my life. I remember it just getting bronze, silver.
I can tell you who didn't get bronze or silver. Kane, not passing to play Sterling. Although we all know why he didn't do that. If you haven't seen it, check out Man City League.
Yeah.
But I think Ballon d'Or wise, Lewandowski should have won it. Messi, Man City is the most likely destination. Now let's talk about Premier League. Obviously, we know Liverpool are champions. But the other teams are strengthening. Man City have strengthened a bit, and most likely will strengthen.
I think this season will be a lot more competitive and a bit more easier to watch, especially like me as a neutral fan. Like, what I am?
No. I wasn't saying that. I was just watching. I was like, I'm gonna.
Like, Spurs are strengthening, Arsenal are strengthening, and it's Leicester, Arsenal, and Spurs in the Europa
Spurs
League.
Are strengthening with Joe Hart.
And then
great.
Joe Hart and Doherty, and then you've got Chelsea are definitely strengthening, and then you've got Man United yet to make a few signings, and Van der Beek has come in joining. If they agree Sancho, then that's obviously a good strength. And then they've got City, you've got Ake, so they've already fixed their problem from last season. They don't need to make too many signings, and Liverpool don't need to make too many either. So I think it's just going to be very good.
Yeah, I think we don't need to make too many. I think we just need to make. I think we need to sign
more for the bench.
We need to sign Thiago, a centre back like a Lovren-esque, not in terms of quality,
like a bench centre back.
In terms of position, like a bench
backup centre back. Yeah.
Not in terms of quality of Lovren, because God forbid I don't want that again.
That's my Salah's best mate, mate.
Now our left back is Kostas Tsimikas. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Señorita.
No, it's Greek. He's Greek. Why would he be Señorita? It's Greek.
Sounds Spanish.
No. It's like TS, but the T's silent.
Kostas.
And then we want to also sign. I think we've been linked with Sarr from Watford, the guy that scored 2 goals against us to ruin our beating records.
I mean, you did lose quite a few towards the end afterwards, then after you won the title.
Honestly, I didn't.
I mean, you lost to Watford and you won the title anyway, so it was more like. Although Klopp came out and said, "No, we're going to try and win the rest of our games," they probably just like, "I don't care."
Honestly, I don't care. I don't care. Well, if you told them,
it would have been nice to see you undefeated.
It would be nice to see us undefeated,
but it just goes to show how hard it is.
I think, exactly.
But of all teams, Watford.
Yeah, exactly.
3-0 as well.
I didn't expect us to go with the season unbeaten. I think Man City would have been the first loss. Watford was a bit surprising, but I think we wouldn't have gone the season unbeaten. But I didn't really want that to begin with anyway. If you told us that we would win the Premier League at the start of the season, we would have taken it 100%. Even if it meant we won nothing else.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Premier League.
I think the Premier League is the only league that you would arguably say is better winning than the Champions League.
Yeah, definitely. But Premier League wise,
just because it's more competitive, it's
first game of the season
started in England.
First game of the season in the Premier League, Fulham Arsenal.
Arsenal 2-0.
Yeah, I remember watching the that fixture when Fulham were in the Premier League not last season, the season before, and it ended 5-1. I remember watching that, and Arsenal's goal, Ramsey's back heel. I remember watching that team goal. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. We've got Crystal Palace, Southampton. These are predictions, by the way. We haven't said.
I hate Scum, obviously.
Oh yeah, so you're going to go Crystal Palace, aren't you? They signed. Easy.
Can't remember
from. It's like Easy.
He's a good young prospect.
Easy from QPR.
Yeah,
but Zaha
quite young.
Zaha wants to leave.
Yeah, but is he going to go though? He's been wanting to leave for years.
Yeah,
Crystal Palace, what a great
The
club.
only one who wants to go to is Arsenal because that's his weird club, but I don't see Arsenal going in for him.
No. How old is he?
Zaha. Let me have a look. I think he's like mid-20s.
They could bring him in after Aubameyang is like done. Yeah, he won't be Phil Aubameyang's boot, but it'll be better than
Zaha is 27.
Aubameyang's got about another 2 years left in him, so
Yeah,
be 29.
Could replace Aubameyang, to be fair. Who knows?
No one can replace Aubameyang.
That's true.
I'm a blood clot Yang.
Oh God, Jesus. Okay, West Ham, Newcastle.
Troops, my G. Huh?
West Ham, Newcastle.
West Ham, Newcastle.
Wait, we didn't even do a prediction for the last game. Crystal Palace, Southampton. I know you're saying it's like Crystal Palace win, but what was the score?
1-0.
You know what? Let's just go win, draw, lose.
I got it.
So Fulham, Arsenal. You said Arsenal. Crystal Palace. You said Crystal Palace. Obviously. West Ham, Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Yeah, I can see that. Liverpool, Leeds.
Leeds.
Go on, say it. Knew it.
No, I'm joking. I'll get Liverpool.
But they have signed Rodrigo from Valencia.
Wow, I know.
No, but that's a big strike.
He is a good signing. I used to play him on FIFA a lot. He was a FIFA player. He was like a squad player in FIFA.
Yes, that's how you're going to base it off, Charlie. He's a sweaty player on FIFA.
Yeah, but Jack Butland, FIFA, was that FIFA 18?
FIFA 17. FIFA 17.
Oh, well, everyone just used him. Still crap in real life, but
He is. But Liverpool? You're still saying
yeah, Liverpool win.
West Brom, Leicester. If you get West Brom, then they'll
get relegated. They'll just get
a big one.
By every team.
Tottenham.
Have they even made any signings?
Who?
West Brom.
West Brom. They signed.
Oh wait, yeah.
They signed Mateus Pereira on a permanent transfer. Tottenham are Everton.
I'm gonna go with a draw.
I can see a draw. You know.
Everton are close to signing James Rodriguez. How much Rodriguez?
Got that eventually. They're close.
Wait, his name is James in English.
Yeah, but he's not English.
I don't care. People call him James.
Yeah, we've got a player called James Milner.
James. Shut up. James Rodriguez.
They're also close to signing Alan from Napoli.
That's the thing. Like, I think Premier League's the only league where you can get top quality players around Europe to join a mid-table team.
Yeah, but it's Everton.
Rodriguez, Everton,
Ancelotti,
Everton.
We've seen this countless of times with Everton. I'm not just saying this because I'm a Liverpool fan, but Everton aren't the best. You've seen that before. They signed. Sigurdsson.
Your reserves beat their first team.
Do you want to just say it again?
I think they heard it clearly.
Our reserves beat Everton's start 11. The T-Rex in goal. Brighton, Chelsea. Well, we've just had this fixture. And Sheffield United, Wolves. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how Sheffield United do.
What are they doing that young right back who they bought from
who? Wolves.
Yeah, they bought it in January, didn't they? Yeah. And the young right back who scored against United, but they lost. You know, a guy who had his exams then passed his driving test. He played for that League 2 or League 1 side, whatever.
I think I know who you mean.
What's his team again?
Oh no, didn't he do it? I think I know.
He's a Wolves player. Wolves signed him.
I can't remember who he is though. But I know who you mean.
So the guy has a baby face, but he has a voice of a 20-year-old.
So those are the first fixtures for those are the 6 fixtures for the first week. There is also Burnley, Man United, and Man City, Aston Villa, but they're postponed because Man United and Man City got to the semi-finals of the Champions League and Europa League, respectively.
So it's Leicester, Tottenham, Spurs, and Arsenal.
Sorry, wait. Man United got to the semi-final of the Europa League. Man City got to the quarter-finals.
Still can't get past that mark.
But who do you think is going to win the Premier League? Because there's a case for a couple of teams. There's obviously Liverpool.
City.
You think City? Mm-hmm. Is that even if they sign Messi or not?
I think it'll be City, and it'll be 10 points between first and third. It'll be a close finish. I think they'll win it on the last couple of games of the season.
Are you basing that off the current situation now, or are you basing it off
transfers?
Okay, so forget. Okay, so
City have basically corrected where they cocked up last year. They didn't sign a centre back.
But if they're getting rid of Otamendi and Stones,
that's good then.
And most likely Garcia as well.
That's good then.
But then they've only got Laporte and
Ake. Yeah, but they'll sign backups. They always do. I've got no problem with that. They have to.
They'll
Anyway. If they get rid of them, they have to. They've got no backups then.
Fernandinho could play there.
Apparently Stones might be going with someone else, Brighton or something. I don't know.
He's been in with Arsenal.
Oh yeah, I saw
been
that.
He's been in with I think he's been in with a few teams, to be fair. Otamendi, I haven't seen him linked with anywhere, but I know they probably want him out, but he hasn't been linked with anywhere.
I think, obviously, it's Leicester, Spurs, Arsenal in Europa League again. Well, not again for Spurs, but yeah. I like to see Spurs in Europa League. I wonder what they'll do. Cause
they were in the Europa League, I think, in the 16-17 season. They were in the Champions League, but then they got knocked down to the Europa League, and then they got knocked out.
And then obviously you got
Moscow.
And then you obviously got United, City, Liverpool, Chelsea in Champions League. I really do like Chelsea having a good shot in both Premier League and Champions League with the team they've got. If they figure out the chemistry within the first few games of the season, I think they could do it. But if they don't sort out, if they don't work well together,
defensively they're poor, and that's an issue. Yeah. I think they have enough.
I think they've got a good enough offence to.
Yeah, they have enough. Yeah. They have enough depth.
It's not Arsenal's
because they've got Werner. What will most likely be Werner, Ziyech, Pulisic, Havertz. They could chuck in Abraham, Mount,
Giroud.
Yeah, but probably Abraham because
apparently Terry Hammond's been linked back to Aston Villa.
That's not happening.
I saw that.
Abraham
could be
Mount. I'm trying to think. They haven't got many winners now, have they? Because Pedro and Willian have gone on freeze. I don't know.
So Ziyech on the right, Werner up top, Pulisic on the left. Hudson-Odoi.
I got it. Oh yeah, Hudson-Odoi. Yeah.
Hudson-Odoi on the right.
On the left. I would have thought the left.
Doesn't really matter. And then Giroud and Tammy Abraham is up front on number 10.
What do you think, Tammy Abraham and Giroud?
No, like to enter a backup for Werner.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And then on the left, who have they got to replace on the left?
Well, I thought Hudson-Odoi was on the left.
Yeah, but then who's got on the right then? Billy Gilmore, I don't know. Mason Mount can play on the wing.
No, I know. Danny Drinkwater.
Who?
My dad. I'm not related to him, by the way.
I mean, you never know these days.
I don't want
family tree.
No, I don't want to be related to him after what he's done. So
yeah, and then the midfield will be Havertz. He'll be a number 10 when he'll play as number 10, won't he?
It'll be a very offensive
midfielder.
Though. It'll be a very offensive midfield. Havertz, Kovacic,
Kante. Kante's a CDM, and then they'll have Kovacic.
Yeah, but Kante's got to cover a lot of ground.
Yeah. And then they've got Mason Mount, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Ross Barkley, Jorginho, all these midfielders that will barely could play.
They've got a lot of midfielders, yeah.
And then obviously that's their back four. Aspilicueta's 31 today, I think. It's his birthday.
He's getting there. But Liverpool have got some depth as well in midfield. Wijnaldum, Henderson, Fabinho will most likely be our starting three.
Apparently Wijnaldum's going to leave.
He's been linked with Barcelona. No surprise there because Koeman's the manager now.
I also saw if Barcelona, I think what will happen is with the Barcelona transfer of Messi, I think if they do let him go, I think he'll go to City. He's already phone called. Apparently he's phone called Neymar, so he comes on with City, but they won't sign Neymar as well. I think Messi will go to City, but I believe, although he can leave on a free technically, but also that they won't let him on a 700 million, I think Messi will just have enough, hand his transfer request, hand for free, but then I think City will be like... I think City will give him a couple of players and 100 million, and they can have him.
I think
they'll give him Gabriel. I think Gabriel Jesus might leave and go to Barca because they've already got Aguero. Look. So there you go. If Messi joins, they've got Torres, Messi, Gabriel Jesus, Aguero, Sterling, Bernardo Silva, and Riyad Mahrez. That's 7 forwards that will play. They'll have to share. Messi will always play because he needs to, because he's that sort of player, unless he's injured.
Yeah.
And then you've got Sterling.
You would assume that it will be Aguero and Sterling.
And then Aguero will be up top because Aguero will always want to play with Messi.
Maybe after that.
And you've got 5 players to share the left hand side.
Or maybe after that miss, Sterling will be leaving.
No, he's not leaving. You might see him in a Barca shirt though.
I told you about that Bernardo Silva tweet, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. We are Liverpool fans are in his head rent free.
But I think they'll have to get rid of. I think they might get rid of Riyad Mahrez.
Bernardo Silva has been linked with a move away.
Yeah.
So has Jesus, but I don't think they'll get rid of Jesus because he's a striker and they don't have much depth in that area.
I think they'll have for next season. They'll definitely have if they sign Messi, they'll obviously have Torres who they just signed, unless they might loan out Torres.
No, they won't loan him out.
Messi, Torres. By now. Messi, Torres, Sterling. So they've got rid of Sane. So I think next season I'll have Messi if they sign Messi, Torres, Aguero, Gabriel Jesus, and Sterling. and I believe they'll have one more of Real Miles and Bernardo Silva and get rid of one of them.
In an ideal world, I can see Messi going to Man City.
Yeah.
Realistically, I don't see him going anywhere.
I think he'll just play crap if they doesn't leave and just won't bother.
I don't think he'll play crap. I think he'll still play for Barcelona.
Do you think the fans will boo him? Or they'll just... Because there is protests, not because of Messi, because the president...
yeah. They shouldn't boo him at all.
No.
If they do boo him...
It's like when Bernabeu booed Ronaldo.
If the fans boo him, then I'm all for Messi going on free.
Yeah.
Because if even if the fans...
What he's done, he's carried them for years.
If the fans are now going up against the back...
Iniesta and...
Then he has the right, because Messi has been a server for them.
It should be such a shame, like, of all he's done for them and just get booed.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's the reason he leaves, partly.
Just in general, the fact that he's done so much.
It's like Ronaldo was thinking of leaving when Bernabeu started turning against him because he stopped scoring for like a month.
It's the fact that, yeah, that's true as well, but it's the fact that Messi's done so much for them, and for it to kind of, if it is to end this season, for it to end on such a sour note.
I would like him, personally, I would like him to stay, end his career there and just be known as the best Barca and just the face of Barcelona, and no one will ever beat him in the history of football.
That's what I want as well. I want him to stay.
And just be the Barcelona player.
I want him to stay there as well, but I think...
I fear he will leave.
The
fact that he hasn't even turned up for training, he's not bullshitting when he says he wants to leave.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But
because you would turn up for training, like Sancho, yes, he's admitted he wants to leave, but at least he's still turning up to Borussia Dortmund's training.
Yeah, but I think he's staying anyway. I think with the Sancho thing,
I don't know, because like they did the same thing with
no, because I think it would have picked up pace by now, and I think he's
yeah, but they said they did the same thing with Maguire. They said he was literally confirmed he was literally staying with Leicester, but they just delayed it a bit so they can get a bit more clicks and more views and more money. And then what Man United like doing is they like trying to get paying as little as possible, because that's what everyone in the Glazers do, and see if they can get a bit more money, because they already agreed personal terms with Sancho. And they already agreed just instalments of 70 million, 30 million and 10 million or whatever.
But I think Dortmund aren't...
I think they're just delaying it.
Dortmund don't need to sell him.
I think he'll still go. I think he'll go by the end of the transfer window to United.
I think it's more likely that Messi will leave than it is Sancho leaving now.
But, it's just how the way things have turned out before, because it's what United do. They like delaying it and just announcing it towards the end of the transfer window, which I don't like. But I think he'll leave. But I won't be shocked if he doesn't leave. But I think he will leave still. I think it'll pick up towards the end of the transfer window.
No, I think Sancho will stay. He'll stay for at least this season, and then most likely move. Whether it be to Man U or not, next season he'll move. Because maybe more clubs will be in for his signature now.
That's the thing. If Man United want him, they have to get him this transfer window, because otherwise everyone will be after him next year.
Yeah, because not many people.
If Real Madrid can't get Mbappe, they'll go for Sancho.
Because we were linked with him, but that's out of the window.
Barca and Real Madrid were looking at him.
Real Madrid are kind of linked with him, but so Man U have now got like a clear path to him.
Man U's the only club in for him this summer, and if they don't sign him, they're fucked.
That's what I mean.
They need him. The drop off to their first team to their bench is literally so evident.
That is true.
A bench, you need a strong bench to win your titles.
And then it'll be like the front three will be Martial up top, Sancho on the right.
They need a number 9. Martial is not a number 9.
He's not.
He can't bury. Yes, he scores. It's
hard,
but he is not. Shut up, mate. He's gone in January, but yes, he was a good spell, and it's good for the African population to see one of their own players from Man United. But
striker.
Raven Rashford has not been on good form ever since the restart, because he's been crap. I fear he's just going to be in another Danny Welbeck, because he's talented, but he always has spells. He never has consistency, and he doesn't deserve to start for England either. I think they should sign Man United need to sign a number 9. I think they should go all out for Harry Kane, or they should sign Jimenez from Wolves, and then they should sign a new centre back, and they should also sign another midfielder. If they get Van der Beek, Sancho, they need Van der Beek, Sancho, Jimenez, and Koulibaly. Okay. They won't spend all that, but I'm
going to put this scenario onto you. I'm not saying it will happen, but this is what it's going to be. Man City don't sign Messi, but they sign Koulibaly. Liverpool sign Thiago and a backup centre back and Sarr. Chelsea's would do what they're doing, like they're living in
It's
Korean
like
mode.
Havertz and all that.
They're living in Korean mode. Chelsea are doing what they're doing. Man United sign Sancho and Van de Beek. Out of those 4, who would win the league?
City.
You'd still think City?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I think you'll go City, Liverpool, Chelsea, United. Or City, Liverpool, United, Chelsea.
Why City?
It'd be really close.
Why City though over?
I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea win the league next year.
Why City over the other 3?
Because City would have won the league. Well, City have strengthened where they didn't. They forgot to sign centre back.
You were going to say City would have won the league if Liverpool didn't get injured.
I think they would have this season. Look at I know the points gap's ridiculous, but all I'm saying is they didn't have Laporte for so long, and he was the reason they won the last 2 seasons. He literally was like the Van Dijk of City.
He wasn't the reason why they won the first season.
And they didn't replace Company. That's the really reason.
I think that's the reason. It's not the fact that Laporte was injured. It's the fact that they didn't get a replacement for Company.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they didn't have. They had Otamendi and John Stones. You might as well play fucking.
But that's their fault. That's their fault. That's their fault for not replacing Company.
That's what I'm saying. It's their fault.
If they brought
now they've signed.
If
Ake
they brought in if they brought in Ake last season.
Do you say if City signed Koulibaly? Did you say
City signed Koulibaly?
Yeah, they've won the league. If they Koulibaly and Laporte centre backs with Walker right back and then Zinchenko left back, Edson in goal. Your 3 midfielders is De Bruyne,
Fernandinho,
and Phil Foden.
Yeah, Foden, I guess. I don't know who else.
Yeah,
Gundogan.
Yeah, Gundogan on the bench, and then your 3 up front. If they don't sign Messi, it's still Aguero up top, Sterling on the right, or Sterling on the left, and Real Mahrez on the right with Bernardo Silva and Torres to come on. That is a fucking winning Premier League team. How have they not won the Champions League? I do not know, but because they have to win the league.
Champions League.
They've got to win the league with that team.
Do you think? Also,
but I think Chelsea. I think Chelsea will win the league 2 years.
We need to wrap up this podcast.
I think in 2 years' time, Chelsea will just win the league.
We need to wrap up this podcast, but I'll finish off with this question as well. Obviously, I briefly stated this earlier about Man City's FFP ruling, whatever, and the fact that it got overturned. 2 questions. 1, should it have been overturned? And 2, as it is overturned, do you think it was a good thing for football or bad thing for football?
I think City just goes to show that it was UEFA. That UEFA are just weak, because you have a rule set in stone. If you break the rules, then you should get punished. If you don't break the rules, then you shouldn't get punished. If you get told you've broken the rules and then you don't get punished, it's complete contradiction.
It's the fact that it went from 2 seasons out of the Champions League.
Just go show money talks.
It went from 2 seasons out of the Champions League and a hefty fine to now, I think it was like 10, 20
Yeah, because they're all saying that they didn't break the rules in the first place. They were just, the UEFA just got arrogant with them and then just go, yeah, fuck it, have a fine. But they never pay for them. So if they were never at fault in the first place, why give them the ban? Okay, so if they were in fault, then you should have paid for it.
So, do you think they should have been banned?
Well, I don't know if they actually broke the rules or not.
I think it was.
Depends if they did. If they did, then yes.
It was about the fact that they were bringing.
How the fuck has PSG not been broke rules yet? With Neymar and that.
That was investigated, but I think they kind of closed it off.
I think they just don't like English teams.
But I don't know.
For the best.
But no, they just don't like Man City. But do you think they should have been banned or not?
From all the answers given, no.
They shouldn't have been banned.
No. Okay. From what everything I've seen overall, at first I think they did, but then I saw that they never actually broke the rules.
Let me rephrase it. Should they have been? Should the severity of the ban stayed, or do you think it should have been reduced just to 1, or do you think they should just done what they did and just say 20?
Well, as I said before, if they never broke the rules, then they don't deserve anything, and that's what I believe. I don't think they broke the rules.
So. Okay,
if they did break
so you don't believe they broke the rules? Okay.
I believe if it comes out, prove that they've been. If they've been proven that they did break the rules, I believe they should have been given a 2-year ban. Done. If they didn't break the rules, then nothing should happen because they didn't break the rules.
But
simple.
Just because they've turned back on their ban,
it's not complicated.
Just because they turned back on their ban doesn't mean that they didn't break the rules. They could still have broken the rules, but
yeah, but that's just UEFA being weak, then, isn't it?
So
why set a rule in stone if you're not going to get punished for it?
Okay, so let's finish off because we do need to finish off. We've been recording for a while.
Skip that.
Do you think it was a good day for football or a bad day for football? Because Pep's saying it was a good day for football.
Of course it would.
And Klopp and Jose and all
Lampard and that. So yeah.
I don't know if Lampard's
Those
there.
guys-
I know Klopp and Jose.
They believe that they did break the rules, didn't they?
They believe it was a bad day for football. I don't know if they said that they broke the rules, but they said it wasn't a great.
I'll give you 2 minutes. If City did break the rules and they did all that, and they have actually,
I'm not asking about.
I know. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Right now.
I'm saying if they did break the rules, I know they've actually ended up not letting them they got away with it. Then yes, it is a bad day for football.
Well, they didn't get away with it. What do you mean they got?
The ban was lifted.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Fuck do you think?
So I was mistaken.
So yeah, so if they broke the rules and they uplifted it, the fact that they unbanned them, if they were unbanned and they are found guilty, then terrible day for football. Mm-hmm. If they were unbanned and they rightfully should have been unbanned, then it's a good day for football. But either way, either or, it doesn't matter what happens. UEFA are still twats.
Do you know why they were given the ban?
Because they broke the FFP.
No, but do you know specifically why?
Wasn't it like the money or something? Like
the money that they brought in, that they would,
which wasn't enough to.
It wasn't. I think it was something to do with
they
the
didn't
links that they had or something like that.
They didn't produce enough money out of the club than they brought in.
Let's find out specifically what it was.
It was something like that. It was like the money they took into the club, they didn't bring out of the club. They didn't bring enough out of the club, and people were saying it's because they didn't do it. They don't sell enough seats. Because no one fucking goes to the games. The semi-final last season against Brighton, disgrace.
The final ban was from 2 seasons out of the Champions League and €30 million fine to just €10 million fine. That's a big overturn though, because they've kind of gone from massive statement to just a cheeky slap on the wrist, you know. So I don't know. It's interesting. There were a couple of suspicions of.
Sounds.
But that's Man City being Man City, you know. They'll pay for anything. They'll pay for
money talks, mate. Money talks.
They'll pay for a left back that doesn't.
Everyone's got a number. Much as they doubt, much as they deny.
It's everything's got a price. Not everyone's got a number.
There is. No, people say that. Everyone's got a number.
I've never heard anybody say.
Everyone's got a number. A number to write on the cheque.
Okay.
Everyone's got a number.
And with that, we will finish off the first episode of the Left.
Good.
Jesus Christ. Hopefully, you guys.
What's wrong, Joe?
Hopefully, you guys enjoyed.
If you sat for all that, then 100% respect to you.
Yeah, 100% respect you. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll be back next week, potentially.
We'll try to
with another episode where we'll be talking about the week's most
latest news.
Yeah, the most trending news of the week. But if you did enjoy, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when we've uploaded the next episode. I've been Joe.
I've been Joey.
And you've been amazing.
You've been fair, boys.
And I've been cringy. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah,
enjoy the rest of your days and take care.
Sound like you're trying to kill. Enjoy the rest of your days. How long that may be.
Just like, because they've not got one left.
You made that tomorrow. You'll never die in a week.
But take care, guys.
I'll probably cut it by then. But
yeah, bye. Bye.
Yeah, in a bit.